I'll tee it up.
Okay.
I'll say we're live, but we need them to get on here first before we go live.
Mhm.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. This is gonna be fun. I like her mom. Her mom talks a lot too, so. Oh, here she is. Hi. Is your mom with you or is she dialing in separate?
No, she's down separate. I'll send her the thingy.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and get this. Oh, hold on. I actually did it live already. All right.
Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Even
Why
though
are
it's
you so
just
nervous?
I don't know, it's just my mom. I shouldn't be nervous, but
Don't be nervous. This is I tell you, listen, this is like on my Facebook page. Everybody knows what I do. Like everybody knows I work with young people. So like they're gonna be like so nice and I don't know how many are gonna get on because I didn't like promote it yet. But it starts today. Like so today is the kickoff. So I'll start posting more stuff and I gotta like get caught up with all the thingamabobbies, all the posts that I need to do.
oh, it
But
says I
yeah.
need to request access.
Huh?
It says I need to request access to the document.
No, go to your email. All right, go to your email, not from the chat. Go to your email. I sent you the link through your email. You see it?
Yeah, I opened it. It says I still need access to it.
Oh god.
You
Oh,
did?
it says I'm signed in with a different account. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Now can you see it?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. All right. You guys ready? All right, I'm gonna go live and then I'll tee it off while you guys get ready, and I'll tee it up and intro it. I might take it to the point of the interview. Okay, to probably make you happy. And then let me make sure. Oh, we're live. Let me just go ahead and check out my Facebook page. Okay, and see if it's coming through. Sometimes it's a little slow, but and then let me make. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sure. Oh, we're live. Let me just go ahead and turn this volume down so I
Oh
could
my gosh, I'm
see.
so
Why are you?
I don't know. Also, I'm at my friend's house and I was in her sister's room so it would be quiet and her sister walked in. So I ran out.
That's all right. That's all right. This is exciting. This is exciting. So first, I'm gonna tee it up, and then I'll hand it over to you guys. So to everyone on my Facebook page, this is one of my favorite. I mean, they're all my favorite teams because they're all of our student leaders are just flat out amazing, and you will get to meet several of them over the next week. They're going into their third weekend of Generation Lead. And in Generation Lead, they have an opportunity to create a community service project. And so, as a team, they've chosen the domain of mental health. And they've also chosen a second domain, youth. And so, because they're teens, of course, they've chosen the hashtag teens for mental health. And tonight, they are kicking off this challenge and they've got some amazing goals that they've set. So if you know anyone with teens, please share this with them. If you know anyone that is struggling with mental health challenges, please share this with them. Tag them and make sure that this needs to go viral. Like this is a movement, especially with everything happening with COVID and being on quarantine, just going back to school, and now it's summer break, so now you're out again. And so I want all of you to support them in this challenge. And tonight you're going to hear from them. I'm going to hand it off to them. This is their very first time doing a live. So if it's bumpy, hey, don't worry about it. Okay, just be yourselves, ladies. This is part of your growth and development. So you get to show up. You get to have the world hear your voice because what you have to say is important. Thank you so much for joining. I see all of you coming on here. Shout out to GLO. Shout out to all of the Generation Lead teams. They've all done amazing projects. And thank you to Ashley, who is Aaliyah's mom today, and she's going to be on the interview seat. Thank you so much for saying yes to them. And I'm going to let them take it from here. And at the end, I'll come back and I'll share what's next, what you guys have going on. So, again, please go ahead and share this with anyone that you know that has a teen, anyone that you know that has any type of mental issues. We're going to have a summit on Saturday. That's part of their community service project, which is going to be really exciting too. And so I want you all to be a part of that. And I'll share with you the links. I'll drop them in the comments. And matter of fact, there's a post right before this live that I did on my main Facebook page with all of these links in there. So I'll bring them forward and put them in here as well. All right. So who am I handing off to? To Yasmin or to Aaliyah? Aaliyah. All right. There you go. Yay.
So, what exactly does mental health mean to you?
Sorry. Okay. So what does mental health mean to me? I think mental health is a place of being in, geez, you should have given me these questions before.
No, we like them like on the fly. Like
I know. I think it's a
and think
place.
back to when you were a teen, right? Think back to
Yeah.
when you were a teen. Like, what did mental health? Was it even a discussion?
No, I think it was kind of taboo. Like no one really wanted to talk about it, and you had like serious problems if you spoke to a counselor or if you had to go to a therapist or and no one wanted to talk about it. Adults didn't want to share if they went to a counselor because
Yeah.
they didn't want to share that they had problems. You know, you're supposed to have everything under control, and that's what you're always led to believe. But then that sets you up for disappointment in life because there's always going to be challenges, and a lot of them you don't know how to solve, and you need help. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with you to go and have get help from a therapist or someone that that knows more about mental health than you know. It can be very, very intricate, the mind and the growth process, and how you just recently, within the last, I believe, 10 years, they figured out that your brain really isn't developed until you're around 25 or older. And so we're still learning all kinds of new things about the brain and emotions, and how generational trauma can be passed down. So it's not necessarily something that you personally have always been through. It's something that was taught to you by an adult that, you know, taught you these traumas unknowingly and passed them on to you, and you haven't even been through a trauma. So it can be very, very difficult to sort through, and a lot of people don't want to admit it, or they're still in the mentality of they don't want to share anything. Generations before us kept so many secrets and didn't want to talk about anything, which has now set us up in the situation that we have now, where there's a lot of mental illness. There's a lot of but there's also a lot of people that want to get help now, and they aren't afraid to say, I don't know everything, and that's okay. And I need help sometimes. And I know personally, I have told, people, don't wait until you're drowning to get help. Sometimes just having someone you go to once a month to talk to, so that when something does happen, and it will happen, you have them and you have a relationship with them, and they know what's going on in your life, and they can help you through whatever you're going through. You don't have to be ashamed. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's actually very strong and brave to step up and say, I need help.
Yeah. And
I
that's
know
that's
that was
really
really
good.
long. I'm
No, that's
sorry.
really good. No, you said a lot of great things because we have a student that's going to be interviewed later on in the week,
Mm,
and that was one of the things that she's a stand for. And I have
mm,
another student that graduated in the very first GL. They're all stands for getting help and
mm.
making getting help and asking for support okay. Because
Yes.
like you, when I grew up, there was nobody to talk to about mental health stuff.
Mm-mm.
And it was taboo. It was like kept inside the family. And
Right.
even as an African American person in the black community, it was like taboo. Like something
Mm.
was literally wrong with you, and
Yes.
it could cause even more trauma
Yes.
to expose it and talk
Mm,
about it. So we didn't
mm.
talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I think what you said is really powerful. Like, don't wait until you're drowning.
Mm-mm.
Make it
No.
part of your routine. Make it part of your health routine, just
Your
like workout.
self-care.
Self care. Oh my gosh. And I'm glad that that's a thing because that wasn't a thing.
Yes. No. We
No.
were taught that that was selfish. It wasn't self-care. It was selfish.
Selfish.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my gosh.
No, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Very true. So, ladies, what are you guys hearing? Yasmin, Aaliyah?
I actually have gotten a lot of that from my dad. He's spoken a lot about how when he was younger, he never got to talk about his mental health. It wasn't easy
Mm-mm.
for him to talk about it. So I should be very lucky to have that. And I agree. And in my household still, he still is coming around to the idea that we're not doing well mentally, especially in a pandemic.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
and my dad's also learning more about mental health and he's like educating himself on it. So
I love that.
yeah,
Your
I
dad is
I
so
really
cool.
connect to
I
what she
feel
said.
it's even harder for men, because men are taught, oh, you need to be big, strong, the leaders. You don't show any weakness. Don't, and that's not the case. That's not the case. It's stronger, like I said, stronger, braver to say, hey, I need help. I want to be here to listen to you when you need someone to talk to. I want to be here emotionally for you and be capable to help you.
Yeah, very cool. I hope you guys are getting these points down. Are you writing these points down? These are like key points, ladies. Aaliyah, how about you?
um, obviously, as her being my mom, she she has us. She doesn't make us, but she lets us talk about it. And I can't even imagine like a world that you just had to bottle up your emotions. You couldn't show them because it's hard even when you do talk about it. Like when you do let it out, it's still hard. But like I couldn't even imagine like your emotions, everything bottled up along with the trauma and like all the problems you're going through.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I was your age, I like the adults in my life used to tell me like we didn't have problems.
Right.
Right?
Right. You're right.
Like you got a place to live, you got food to eat, you don't have problems, but
Mm-hmm.
we did. We were
Mm-hmm.
dealing with mental issues and they weren't valid. They weren't validated at all. Like it was,
Mm-mm.
our problems were nothing compared to what the adults in our lives had to deal with. And so it was like, no, we don't have time for that. Like that's not even a problem.
And then you kind of felt guilty even
Yeah.
saying your problems because you're like, well, I didn't have to walk 10 miles back and forth in the snow to school,
That's a
uphill.
classic.
It's like, well, okay, I won't say anything, like how hot I won't even say anything. Okay.
Yeah, and we didn't say
No.
anything. And so
Mm-mm.
I'm really I'm glad to see the development of mental health being um, something that is made aware, that people
Mm-hmm.
make aware. It's an awareness now that mental health is a thing,
Mm.
and it's okay to not be okay, which is why I love the shirts that you guys have designed. And there was a song, I can't even remember. Is it Demi Lovato? Like who sings that song? It's okay not to be okay. There's a song. And I remember when I
Oh.
first heard it, I was like, wow, that's really cool. Yeah, because a lot of people don't think it's
Mm,
okay to not be okay.
mm,
But mainstream is now neutralizing it so that it's okay. And self-care and making mental health a priority is really something that you guys get to have that we didn't have, and I'm glad you have it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. What else you got, ladies?
Okay, I appreciate your insight. I actually, yeah, I'm making mental note of that in my head. Um, so next question is, what do you personally think causes mental health problems?
Mm,
I said that too. Mm.
mm. Well, obviously, chemical imbalances, which um, sometimes can happen with like the food you eat because a lot of it starts in your gut, and so um, the lack of care that we have and the love that we put into food. That's why a lot of times they say your grandmother's food always tastes the best because she puts her love and her soul and her all her energy into that food for you, you know. But we're so quick to stop at Taco Bell or McDonald's or one of these places that it doesn't have any nourishment. We're just filling our bodies with calories, but no nourishment. And so I think a lot of it is how we started eating because we don't sit and put a focus and priority on what we eat and sitting as a family. And well, we do in our house, but a lot of the society doesn't. And so I think that plays a big role. I think like we were talking about not being validated, it makes for angry people, and it can drive you crazy when you feel like you're being gaslighted or um just not validated, and you're saying this is how I feel, this happened to me, or this is how I feel. I mean, I can't help how I feel. This is how, and then they say, "Oh no, that's not. No, you don't. You don't have. No, you don't even have it that bad, or that it's not valid." That I mean, that will cause you to start bottling stuff in and cause disease within your body. So I believe that a lot of the food we eat, um, a lot of the music that we listen to. I mean, I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah.
I think because with certain music, I'll get hyped up, or I can be calm, So I think, yeah, I don't know if I could just pinpoint it down to one, what I think. I'm not sure, but those are some reasons I think that cause mental illness.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you've nailed a couple of them, and you're right. There's so many aspects of
Mm-hmm.
mental health. I don't think it's one thing. I think sometimes it's a number of things compiled together.
Yeah.
From family trauma to
Mm-hmm.
individual trauma to political
Mm-hmm.
environment,
Mm-hmm.
your community environment. There's so many
Mm-hmm.
things that play a role, but I think the biggest influence that I've seen are parents.
Mm-hmm.
The parents
Yes.
and their mental health and how
Yes.
that impacts how they raise their
Absolutely.
children, and under
Absolutely.
that same type of environment,
Mm-hmm.
or exposing them to environments that are not conducive to healthy mental health.
Yes.
You know, there's so many, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was very insightful, and I love nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
People, I did a Instacart like during the pandemic. I needed to get out from behind my desk from my corporate job, and so I
Right.
did Instacart just to like, okay, get myself out, moving
Yeah.
around, and then I
Right.
earned a little extra money
Extra money.
for my candy jar, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm out there and I'm just looking at the food that people are buying.
Mm.
I'm like, oh my gosh, people are eating this stuff. I mean, it was a cart full of crap.
Yes.
It made me wonder, like, wow, like that's why people are imbalanced,
Yeah.
because their diets are
Mm.
sugar, fat, and chemicals.
The chemicals. Oh, they're killing us.
Very often, very less often than not, people were buying processed food. There was a cart full
Mm.
of processed food and sugary drinks.
Mm-hmm.
It just made me look at the cart and be like, wow,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So very true, very true,
And
very
then
true.
that food, causes illnesses and you to be sick, which affects your mental health, because if you don't feel good and you're not doing anything and you're laying around in bed because you just hurt all over, laying on the sofa because you just hurt, don't feel like you can get up, well, then
Yeah,
you're not working out, you're not walking, you're not getting out in the sunshine for vitamin D, you're not, you know, getting those
yeah,
natural endorphins. Is so it just leads to depression.
yeah,
It can lead to depression. It can lead, to, yeah, to self-hate. It can lead, and then you just pass that down to your children. If they see that, it's just, they see you eating that, they
hmm,
eat that, they see you depressed, just lying on the sofa watching TV, that's what they're gonna do. So yeah, the
yeah, yeah. And
mm,
that's another important point. How important the parents' lifestyle
mm-hmm,
impacts a teen's mental health. Because I know when I was a teen, I think one of the biggest fears that I had was losing my mom.
mm,
And my mom was a smoker. And I
mm.
did everything. Every time I saw her put a cigarette to her mouth, I would like run and grab it and crumble it up and run, And I would take the pack of cigarettes and I would crumble it up and run. And she
Mm,
smoked for nearly 20 years. I can't remember how long it
wow.
was, but it was because of me doing that over and over
Mm.
again that she eventually stopped smoking. And I like it, like,
That's
you know,
good.
I think about like what if I didn't do that? Like what if she
Mm-hmm.
smoked from then until now? Like what kind of life would she have
Mm-hmm.
right now? My mom is 87 right now and she looks
Wow.
65. Like she looks so young.
Mm.
Yeah. So definitely parents' lifestyles, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, very true. All right, ladies. We've got like about 6 more minutes. You guys want to wrap it up and do thank yous? Yasmin, are you ready? I gave her a script to help her along.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for joining. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come talk about mental health. And thank you, Ashley, for wanting to, participate by letting us interview you. My name is Yazin Sadak, and I am complete. And you can join us in supporting our GLO cohort team as we raise awareness through our hashtag Teens for Mental Health challenge. We have declared a goal of raising $1,555 for the Children's Foundation of America, and we are committed to selling 52 shirts. And you can help us reach our goal by, number one, by posting a video to all your social media platforms and use the hashtag Teens for Mental Health. And just talk about what teen mental health means to you, just whatever you want. And you can sign up for the hashtag Teens for Mental Health Summit by registering today at bit.ly/Teens for Mental Health Summit. And we have some awesome guest speakers. You can also purchase a t-shirt to help raise money and awareness by visiting the website. I'll link that down below. And you can donate to the cause at another link that I will also leave down below. So, yeah. So, another link that I will also leave down below.
Why is that?
I'd just like to add, I believe that it is a number 4 instead of the word spelled out, correct?
Yep. Yeah. So it's hashtag Teens for Mental Health and the hashtag Teens for Mental Health Summit. And thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch us do all this. And good night.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for letting us interview you.
Of
Amazing
course.
job,
Thank you,
ladies.
Ashley.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let me stop the live.